Folks, I have a smile on my face this morning, as I hope each and every single one of you do. Damn, I maybe should go out of town more often, because since I was on vacation last week, we saw an epic comeback against the Cincinnati Bengals, down by double digits, and we saw a miraculous 21-point deficit, and Buffalo completely hanged Sack in Foxborough, comes back and wins the game 35-31. I have had time to unpack everything that we learned from this Bills and Patriots game. I was able to sleep on it. While the advanced metrics are not out quite yet, I have had an opportunity of looking at some of the All-22, and I am so excited to celebrate this with you on this wonderful Victory Monday. The Buffalo Bills are now 10-4. We have gone 7 consecutive seasons of winning 10-plus games. Only 7 teams in NFL history have done that, which is something that is not going to really fuel the McDermott haters out there, or the Joe Brady haters, if you will. But regardless, now is not a time for victory laps, at least on takes from my perspective, but more so on this team, because I am feeling fantastic about this Buffalo Bills squad. You guys are familiar with how I do this. I am going to welcome my good friend Tommy onto the channel, where we are going to be unpacking everything that we saw, just celebrating the victory, and then planning a path forward, because surprisingly enough, guys, the division is not as out of reach as you think that it is. And I can't wait to unpack all of that information with you. But in the meantime, guys, let's go on ahead and see where everyone's tapping in from. As you're coming in, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up sign. It's the easiest way to show love over here on the channel. And more importantly, where are you tuning in from? I am always interested to see how far Bills Mafia, and really any NFL fan that taps in with us on a regular basis, where you are from. Do not be shy. I am talking to all of the lurkers in the building. Even if you don't participate in the chat for the rest of the episode, at least let me know where you're tuning in from, man. Always curious to see. A giant shout out to our good friends over at William Mattar. Folks, William Mattar is the #1 car accident attorney in the state of New York. I would never wish a car accident on anybody, but say that it does happen to you, need to make sure you have the right representation in your corner, and William Mattar is the best in the business. Phone number is on the screen. You damn well better memorize it. Also, on top of that, folks, if, for example, you're feeling some type of way, celebrating that the Buffalo Bills ended up winning, I hope you have an empty case of garage beer right by the trash can, baby. It is Beer Tasting Beer, the official beer partner of the Dan Mitchell Show, or the Don Mafia Show, if you will. Guys, I'm so excited to tap in today with you. Let's go ahead and see where everyone's tapping in from today as we wait for our buddy Tommy to come into the building. We have Baltimore is in the building, Ontario, New York, Chicago, California, South Carolina. Sean, what's going on, my friend? I hope all is well with you. Sweden, New York, damn. That's what I'm saying. Las Vegas, Olean, New York. Drake Maye had 40 yards and a pick in the second half. Seattle, Washington, R.I.P. Mahomes. We did see that. We do need to discuss that on the episode today. You hate to see that from a football fan's perspective. Austin, Texas is in the house. Syracuse, Cortland, New York, Baltimore, Connecticut is in here. Harnell, Winsville, look at that. PDX, Oregon, what's going on? Michigan is in the building. Tampa Bay, Sao Paulo, Brazil, SoCal. He's starting his morning off early with a Victory Monday. I appreciate that. Corey, Pennsylvania. What's going on, Kenneth? Hope all is well. Tuning in from Chicago, Illinois. Lane, what's going on? El Paso, Texas is in the building. Seattle, Washington is here. South Buffalo, the Rage Bait title. Listen, I am in the Rage Bait Hall of Fame. All of you know that. Orlando, Florida is in the building. Arizona, Salem, Virginia, Hickory, North Carolina. Billy, what's going on, man? Hope all is well, my friend. Brookville, Florida. Black Rock. Damn, Red Furnace. Damn, brother. Anyway, hey, Dan, and this is from Mr. J. Blonde. I appreciate the super chat, my friend. $10 goes a long way. Hey, Dan, I'm glad you're back. Can the Bills be doing these second-half comebacks by design? Just can't understand how they are just two completely different teams from the first half to the second half. That is a great question, and I would love to start off the show with this, actually. So, when it comes into the Buffalo Bills defensive side of things, right? I don't really have answers for the offense, but I think I understand what's going on defensively. It's pretty clear that the Buffalo Bills on the defensive side of the football are limited due to injuries. Our pass rush is few and far between. Outside of a couple of blitzes, we are unable to get to the quarterback with organic pressure. It's just how it is, right? Like losing out on Michael Hoyt, losing out on Ed Oliver has certainly hurt us. So my theory is this, and I am only capable of giving you what I think I know. And what I think I know is that this Buffalo Bills team is operating off of your pristine or your vintage Sean McDermott type defense, where he likes to have offenses show you their pitches, show you what they like to run, identify patterns as far as what type of runs that they're attempting to execute. If maybe he's trying to gather, okay, like what this team has been dominating in zone run, okay, let's see if we can make adjustments because we don't trust them into being able to execute the gap concepts. Maybe he starts to notice a couple of particular route trees that are just spammed over and over and over again. So I think what this team is doing is, first off, they're limited by a personnel basis, and they wait for the entire first half to figure out exactly what the game plan is for the offense and hope that they are able to adjust. And for the most part, this team has been doing that. I know that a lot of us are so quick to say, oh my God, it's Babich and Sean McDermott. By the way, I hope Sean McDermott is the one calling plays. It's pretty clear that he is at this point. They just make great adjustments. And it sounds like that these teams are not calling or rising to the occasion. Now, I'm not particularly sure if this is a recipe for success going into the playoffs, although that, I mean, damn. I mean, how many crazy comebacks has this team had so far this year? How many times have we watched the game, even through many of our losses so far this year, guys? We've seen this defense go absolutely nuclear. I tweeted something yesterday, and this is going to shock you, really. While the Buffalo Bills are the best scoring offense in the NFL in the second half by a pretty significant margin, let me go ahead and see if I can pull this up for you real fast. Right here. We are the 7th best defense in the NFL in the second half. It's a crazy stat, right? It's crazy. I don't know if this is sustainable, Mr. J. Blonde. However, it's worked more times than not on the defensive side of the football. As far as the offensive side of the football, I'm not particularly sure. So I think that there is a bit of an ego to Joe Brady, who really wants to dial in on a specific game plan, and it takes him a while to understand, all right, I think it's time to let Josh be Josh, or all right, I think it's time to be a bit more creative with our route concepts and or our play calling. And for the most part, yesterday, like we saw a night and day offensive approach from this Buffalo Bills offense in the second half. Maybe besides that last drive, which of course it's classic Buffalo Bills football, where they are going to be having us on the edge of our seats all the way until the final seconds of the game. But I don't know, dude. All I can tell you is that these dudes, man, for some odd reason, just turn it on in the second half. It's great. And one thing I think that all of us need to understand as well, like this team is not dead. Like this team is never dead. How many crazy comebacks do we need to come back from right before we understand that this team is never done? Like you would assume, man, like us on week 1 versus Baltimore, I think it was 41-25 at one point, right? Then Cincinnati last week. And then this week against the New England Patriots. It's getting to a point right now where like I'm seeing people in my chat, and even if the opposing team marches down on the opening drive and scores, I would hold back your criticisms. I would probably hold back on just ripping this team apart, because based off of what I have seen from this squad, I don't think any lead is safe. I don't think any lead is safe. And because we've proven it 3 different times that we can just turn it on when you need to. And we can score fast, dude. We score fast at the end of the day. So we'll see what's going on. Great question. And I sincerely appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Super Grovas coming in the building saying, good morning, Dan. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'd love to point out, though, that we might have adopted what helps the Pats win in the mid-teens. They were a second half team. So the thing is that, so I'm always going to get ahead of myself because typically I see a lot of people get ahead of themselves when it comes into the negatives of any football team. And I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, like this is the squad, like this is exactly how this team should be ran. But I feel like we should keep the same energy because I feel like fans have been really going after this team on the negatives, but then they don't save the same energy for the positives. And I feel like we should be pretty happy about this. Like we are a December and a January type football team. Like I'm pretty sure our record in the final months and final weeks of the season is like 27-3. It's nuts. And so we win important football games, and it's a beautiful thing. But without further ado, folks, you already know how these shows are lined up. Have to bring my good friend Tommy on to chop it up about a Victory Monday. Hello, sir.
What up, Dan? Happy Victory Monday to you. Happy Victory Monday to all of Bill's Mafia rocking with us today. Dude, that win was woo! Great win, by the way. But talk about down to the wire once again for the Buffalo Bills. But they found a way. They found a way, Dan. I did hear you talking about, prior to coming on, about our second half comebacks. And though they're awesome and great, we are 4-4 when trailing at the half. So we're 500. So it's not super duper impressive. Though, once again, I'll take it, but it's not a good recipe, right? Like last year, to give you an example, we trailed 5 games in all of 2024, right? Mm-hmm. We lost 3 of them, right? This year, when leading at the half, we're 5-0. So I generally would like the Buffalo Bills to start off much stronger and have a lead going into the second half because our record is 5-0. And we only have 1 tie, which was the Dolphins game earlier in the season. I forget which week that was. I think it was 14-14 going into the half. But when we were up going, we're 5-0, Dan. So I much prefer us to be up. And that's one thing I don't understand about this team this year is just the slow starts out the gate, right? Because you can see we're just, like you said, second half, really all except for the Dolphins game, even with the other losses, we have made it close, right? Or, almost won, even with the losses. So, but man, imagine if we started out like we did, how we finished, right? These scores would be even higher. So they got to figure that part out. But like you said, man, I will say this: we're never dead. And I went into my we were never dead. I went into my halftime show. I don't know about you. I know you streamed live for the game. But dude, I was pissed. 24-7, and I was just, man, I was giving it to everybody, right? But I did say, you know what? The game ain't over, though. It's still not over. And with this team, we're just not going to lay down, right? We're going to come out the second half. We're going to swing. And that's exactly what we did. And it's funny how momentum works, Dan, right? You watch that game. You see the Patriots on the sideline, the players, and they're all loving it, right? Smiles and joking around. And then as the game second half goes on, boy, those smiles are starting to go the other way, right? And then the crowd noise, you start to just kind of hear it slowly go down and down. And the momentum swing is just unreal, bro, right?
It's beautiful, man. I loved watching the roller coaster of Patriots fans' sentiments on social media because prior to the game, I was just fresh off of vacation, getting back into the mix of things. And I put out a video, right? And I said, dude, a BTA is incoming. Okay, a BTA for the Patriots is incoming. Did I believe that a BTA was coming? No. But we all know that I'm in the Rage Bait Hall of Fame. regardless, like Pats fans were just going crazy. Be like, oh yeah, man, look at this. Like we see Dave Portnoy from Barstool saying, oh, it's over. It's the Patriots division again. The Bills are absolutely washed. And then momentum just takes an absolute snap of the fingers. I try to do my best to stay positive at halftime. Of course, we had people crashing out from the very first touchdown drive. It happens each and every single time. Yeah. But I tried to stay positive, but I just had a terrible gut feeling. I was like, oh no, like this is another one of those games. But then all of a sudden, man, like we just turned it on. We can talk about this offense and talk about like how they looked in the second half, because things looked a lot different as far as their play calling, even without Gabe Davis. But the real story here, minus a Trevion Henderson 70 to 80 yard run, right? Which was just one play specifically. At one point, this Buffalo Bills defense, with how injured they were, held the Patriots to about 34 yards prior to that run. Held Drake Maye to an awful completion percentage in the second half only. This defense has heart, dude. I know that like it's probably not the best as far as personnel, and like we're dealing with a lot of injuries, but you can't discredit what the defense was able to do for us, because they were a big part of the game as well.
Oh, absolutely. Second half. I mean, what a tale of halves, right? First half, second half. What wow. What's going on lately with both sides of the ball, right? Defense and offense. They seem to turn it on in the second half. They make their adjustments. Once again, I wish they would just have that going from the start. But yeah, give credit to the defense, man. Other than that long run, man, they did their job. They really helped out the offense big time, claw their way back. And, me going into the second half, too, I was thinking the same thing, because it sounded brutal being down 24-7. But in the NFL, that could change really quick, that score. And I knew, the one thing about the Bills this year, Dan, I'll say, our second half offensive drives usually are good, right? They usually lead to points, touchdowns. And I knew 24-14, if we come out like we've been doing, and they get one stop and another you're right in the game. It's a brand, and that's exactly what they did. But yeah, the defense, to their credit, with players being out, players who are playing that are kind of banged up as well, right? They're still not 100. Joey Bosa's still not 100.
No. He's got a cast on, man. He's got a club on.
Exactly. So for all that being said, no Christian Benford. Shout out to Trey White, who I kind of was dogging. He's been playing, I would say, the last 3, maybe 4 weeks. He's been really playing at a pretty high level for Trey White, right?
So funny enough, man, like I haven't looked at the numbers quite yet with this game included, but before I ended up leaving for vacation, Trey White's from week 6 on was the #1 DB as far as EPA was concerned on this team.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Consideration. Sometimes like you just get into a point where some players just play way better in particular systems. And it's not particularly, like that player is limited physically, which I still believe he's limited physically, but he is in the absolute perfect environment for us to at least get the most out of him. And the fact, dude, that we had a secondary with Trey White, okay, with Maxwell Harrison, a rookie, who I was mad at Maxwell Harrison for that particular Trevion Henderson run in the second half.
He seemed to let up a little bit.
He fell asleep, man. Right. It's rookie mistakes. I'll give him that one. And then Taron Johnson and Cam Lewis, because like when you look at it, dude, like we literally held this Patriots receiving core to, let me see. So their leading receiver was Mac Hollins, 4 receptions for 41 yards.
No, they did. Yeah, they did a phenomenal job. You're absolutely right. I mean, like I said, Stephon Diggs was, I think, a 35-ish or something like that. I thought there you go. So I thought they did a really, really good job on, containing the receivers. But yeah, dude, like the one thing about Trey, and really it's been like this his whole career, is he's never been the fastest guy. He's never been a ball hawk guy, but
he's physical.
He's physical, and he always gets back into the play, meaning he makes a play on the ball. You saw it yesterday for the most part. And he had a much taller Mac Hollins that he was guarding, right? And he would go up and hit the ball, go up and pretty much prevent him from catching the ball from, the most of the game. So shout out to Trey for being physical, getting back in to the play. But yeah, dude, I was proud of the defense, man. They stepped up in the second half. I was pissed off in the first. But yeah, they turned it around, man. You got to give credit where credit is due.
Have to.
And by the way, I have no idea who's calling. I heard you were talking about who's calling plays. At this point, I do think it's Sean, but I don't know anymore.
So here's my conspiracy theory, Tommy. When was the last time we've seen the camera pan over to Bobby Babbich's face?
It's not a lot. Not a lot.
Nope.
Not a lot.
Nope. It could mean nothing.
Could mean nothing.
But for the first 4 weeks, you would regularly see the camera cut over to Bobby Babich, like up in the podium. I haven't seen him since week 5, week 6. It's got to be McDermott. And then this offseason, we're going to see a repeat of the Leslie Frazier situation where Bobby Babich is taking some time away from football.
Correct. Right? Or he stays on the team but takes a different role. Yeah. It's possible. But you're right. I think what's happening is they're just communicating with Sean McDermott upstairs and just kind of maybe telling him, hey, we see this or that, or what do you see? And then McDermott's kind of basically they're the extra set of eyes. That's what maybe is going on there with Babich. But I just don't believe he's calling plays. But honestly, I have no idea because Sean doesn't have his playbook either. He had his playbook out a few times. Remember, he was covering his mouth with the play sheet or whatever. Yeah. So he hasn't been doing that lately. So I have no. He doesn't wear his glasses anymore. Keep the glasses away, Sean. You're much better without the glasses, but
except for glasses, man.
It's the glass. Keep those out of here.
He's swaggy out there with his glasses.
Oh yes, swaggy.
Yeah, dude, he is. All right, man. Listen, we got Led Robster is coming in. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Dan, been listening for a while and thought I'd show some love. National media will look at the Bills and say things are unsustainable, but the second half consistency shows me good coaching. Go Bills. And that has to taste pretty bad coming out of a lot of people's mouths. Good coaching, because that's really what it is. Second half dominance, that's a coaching stat. It's just what it is. It's being able to adjust. Now, would I like for this team to play a full game of ball, consistently? For sure. Absolutely. Right. My mental health and my physical health would thank the Bills for doing that. But I feel like that's just who they are, Tommy. I feel like that's who they are at this point.
This season, it seems to be the case for whatever reason. I told you last year was a total of 5. This year, it's 8. It's still not. So once again, we're 4-4. It's not. I still don't like it. You're still losing half the games, right? So
we have had. We've had storylines like this in seasons past. It hasn't been a full half, but why did I want to say that we had a first quarter problem a couple of years ago? We had a third quarter problem a couple of years ago. Fourth quarter has never been an issue for us, ever.
We had a second half problem a few years, 3 years ago. Remember that?
Second half problem, but really at the end of the day, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a second half problem or a first half problem?
Yeah. I'd rather have neither.
Yeah. Neither would be good, but I mean, come on, it's the Buffalo Bills at this point,
Right.
They are going to give us a heart attack one way or the other. It's just
Now, talk about adjustments, by the way. So, as most know, or maybe you guys don't, but I've heard a lot of player interviews that there really is no real halftime adjustments. Halftime is more for them to kind of go to the bathroom and just kind of get a little break. There's not a lot of coach speak at half for what you guys kind of think there is. There's really not. There's not enough time. It's less than 10 minutes for them to do what they got to do and go back on the field. But there is adjustments made right when they get on the field, right? Different play calls and all that stuff. So I think it has to do with adjustments, Dan, and also players just looking in the mirror, man. Going in the locker room pissed off, going, what the fuck, man? We're better than this, right? We got a lot of vets on this team. A lot of guys been there, done that. Joey Bosa, Josh Allen, right? To be getting spanked at halftime is not a good feeling, right? And and you got to give credit to the players too, man, right? For as much as we dog on them, much as we dog on the coaches, we got to praise both coaches and players when they do something like this, right? Because it takes, you still got to execute. Even if the adjustments are made, the players still got to execute, right? And I feel like that's what they've been doing on some of these comebacks. So I just would like to see it all 4 quarters. But yeah, credit to the players too for executing as well.
That's what I'm talking about right here. Pat's crying about the refs.
Get out of here with
hilarious.
That's craziness.
It's funny because my buddy Colby, who's on the AFC East roundtable, he was destroying Bills fans for complaining about bad calls in the Week 5 matchup. And then I ultimately ended up looking at this and I said, "Oh, the audacity, the audacity, man, of being able to do that." First off, say what you want. Some of the calls were ticky-tacky, right? Yeah. While that one DPI where people were just like, oh my God, how was that a defensive pass interference? Textbook speaking, it is. It's just ticky-tacky, right? Like we got that call. It was a pass interference. A lot of refs don't call that for the speed of the game, but it wasn't the wrong call. Some refs ignore that. But it indeed was a defensive pass interference.
But even if not, though, it's still a catch, is what they're missing out on.
No.
Even if you scratch that out, it's still a catch by the Bills because both players had the hand on it, but it goes to the offensive player. So it wouldn't have mattered.
The offensive player, yeah.
It wouldn't even have mattered. So at the end of the day, that call for me, I don't think Patriots fans should even that's a wash. Like it doesn't mean anything. It wouldn't have made any impact on the play. So, dude, I no. Listen, there was some ticky tacky, yes, but technically it was still it was still a flag. So or a call that should have been made. So I get it, but I didn't think they were outrageous. I'll be honest with you. I thought they were fine. I didn't see it to be crazy. Bad officiating.
Yeah. So with this one specifically, with our Pats fans are just like okay, that right there, like
he did tug his jersey, but it was very light. I get it.
It was very light. While
but it's still,
While I acknowledge that it was ticky tacky, okay, that is technically a defensive pass interference. Just because referees typically ignore it, and they decided not to ignore it at that specific moment, it's still a penalty, right?
Yeah.
What I would say from Patriots fans is like, okay, sure, maybe a couple of calls didn't go your way, but like how on earth would you allow this Buffalo Bills team, specifically when they ended up coming on into the red zone, okay, to dominate red zone, right? No penalties happen there, right? Like how could you let James Cook spam inside zone runs over and over and over and over and over again, still get 6 to 7 yards at a time, right? How did you blow a 21-0 lead? Like, look in the mirror. Like, look in the mirror. Like, we were upset about that Kayshawn Boutte catch, like right at the beginning of the game.
Dude, don't do it to me, Dad. I was trying to be positive here.
Yeah.
Dude,
McDermott should have. All right. Dude. So McDermott should have challenged it.
You're doing me wrong, Dad. Don't do it. Don't give it.
Yeah. So that was annoying, and that was annoying. How so many an instant play or like play calling assist came in, didn't come out whatsoever. But then the seconds that we saw that one from Brandon Cooks, where like he was bobbling it and stuff along those lines. It's immediately reviewed. Like when are plays reviewed? Like what is the baseline for when the NFL officiating crew decide that all right, replay assist is gonna play a factor in this one? It's wildly unclear.
No, it's I have no idea anymore what's a catch, what's not a catch, what is. I don't know if you saw the Rams game against the Lions. Clearly not a touchdown, and they called it a touchdown. I mean, after reviewing it. So I have no idea anymore. The only thing I would say that pissed me off there is, look, McDermott challenges the dumbest challenges at times. And that one, if you're going to do it there, right? It's a huge play to start because they would have had fourth down, had to punt it on their opening series. That's one. Call the challenge there, right? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then the other part I hated.
And so he went into the half with 2 timeouts anyway.
Right. And then on that drive the Patriots did going into or at the end of the first half, you got a 3rd and 4, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Why not you call timeouts all the time, right? In those scenarios, right? Especially when I'm like, no. Right. Then you don't, and you still go. So it's like, I just, sometimes our coach just drives me insane. But it wound up working out. But I was furious about not challenging, and then, of course, not using a timeout there, because you could have at least somewhat, maybe, hopefully got your defense on the same page, forced a 3 and out, right? And have them to punt, right? And that wasn't the case. So they went out and scored a field goal.
It's not like our first half offense was doing anything anyway, so who knows?
No, but
that would have, like maybe it changed momentum or something along those lines, I suppose.
Maybe prevent 3, you know what I mean? You stop them. I'm just saying, like, but my point is you use them so often, and then for some reason, when you should use them, you don't. Or when you should challenge, you don't. Right? So it's like, it drives me insane sometimes with him. But yeah. But the refs, though, listen, once again, Patriots fans can't complain. I didn't think it was crazy, and I didn't think any of those plays made a significant difference of why the Bills came back and won.
Oh my God, man! Oh my
What?
God! We got to react to this.
Oh no!
Even the coach complaining about the referees. Ugh.
Is he? Oh no, Vrabel.
It's even that. That smug bastard, dude, coming in here.
Let's see, folks.
See if I can find it. This guy, dude, he just here. Let me see. Let me like this video real fast so it comes up perfectly. There you go. Beautiful. All right. This is just gonna get you going.
Here we go.
It is a difficult job. They do have a difficult job. The consistency. Sometimes I struggle with it. Whether I'll say this: the Bills lead the NFL in offensive holding. And I'll leave it at that. Right. And that would be hard for me to understand how the team that is coming into the game leading, and that's how they play, didn't have one yesterday. Right. So that's hard for me to understand.
So who cares? So he expects us to have a lot of flags instantly because of he just wants the refs to constantly just throw them, even though if there's no holding. That's a wild take.
Yeah, dude, like especially since that team historically has always gotten calls. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm fine if the Bills get a couple of calls here and there. But anyway, let's talk about this offense, dude. The second half offense specifically, because again, an absolute masterclass. We're going to go on ahead. We're going to double check this real fast. 83% in the red zone. Absolutely nuclear. Yeah, Josh Allen go out there with another MVP performance, if you were to ask me. I know that the yards weren't there specifically, but he was doing what he wanted in the pass game. And that was even with his favorite receiver not out there in Gabe Davis. Brandon Cooks ended up getting hurt. I still need to find out what happened to Cooks. I heard that he was going in and out of the x-ray room. I haven't heard any update of what it was, but an 83% success rate in the red zone. 4th down 100%, 8 for 14 when it came into 3rd down, which is great for this team. 3 pass defended, 1 interception return, sack yards. This offense was just going. Had Khalil Shakir 5 receptions, 65 yards. Most of that came from that questionable PI / Khalil Shakir caught it on 4th down, by the way. 4th down. Listen, I know that people, right? I know that people love to shit on Joe Brady when they have an opportunity. But what a lot of people don't understand is that throw was on 4th and 2. That throw was on 4th and 2. Talk about the balls on Brady for calling that on 4th and 2. And Khalil Shakir coming up with it. But the real story here was the tight ends. Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid right in the pass game by itself. This is a tight end offense. It's just what it is. It's a tight end offense. And you know what, Tommy? It's working. It's working.
Yeah.
Man.
Dude, absolutely, bro. And I said that at halftime. I'm like, look, man, I'm done. I don't know about you, Dan, but I'm done kind of with the receiver room. It is what it is at this point. We're week 15, and yeah, they're just not very good.
Yeah,
I like Khalil Shakir. Yeah, I like Shakir, but outside of that, we got a bunch of average players. We got to be honest, right? And Brady's. I still don't think he really is properly scheming them up to put them in better positions. But with that being said, kind of done with that, and I'm moving on to what works. And what works, Dan, is getting the tight ends involved, getting the running backs involved in the passing game, right? So we are a run-first team now. We are a tight end. Going to the tight ends. That's what we do here. And I say get Halls more involved. Get them all involved. Get all 3 tight ends involved. I want to see more Knox involved. I think Knox is starting to come around again. But yeah, I feel like you need to center your offense, at least in the passing game, towards your tight ends and your running backs. And then obviously, if you're going to throw to a receiver, go to the one that is more reliable, which is Khalil Shakir. But outside of that, man, yeah, I like what I'm seeing. I say stick with it. They didn't do it in the first half. You saw in the second half, they started going to Dawson a little bit more, to Kincaid. They even went to Halls on the play. That was an important play there in the second half as well. So, yeah, man, I'm cool with it. Whatever works, to be honest with you, I'm good with it, man. If it's gonna get us the dub, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. It's not the prettiest, though, I gotta say. It's not the most exciting offense in the world, but we're scoring, right? I think we're second in scoring now. So yeah, I'll take it. I'll take whatever works, man. As long as they stick with it. That's the one thing the Bills kind of go away from, things that are working. Stick with what's working, all right?
Yeah.
And that's going to your tight ends.
Uh-huh. So what if I were to tell you that the AFC East is still technically in reach?
It is.
What if I were to tell you? And you know what? I broke it down, my friend, and we have 2 possible ways of taking it from the Pats. I think the Pats still win, and to be honest with you, I think that we go in as a wild card team. I just think that's how it is. However, in case you're curious, Tommy, the easy way is Buffalo wins out and goes 13-4, and the New England Patriots ultimately end up losing to the Baltimore Ravens and either the Miami Dolphins or the Jets, which is a long shot, right?
Yeah, the Jets are real long shot.
And the Jets is real, not unless Mike McDaniel pulls like a magic horseshoe out of his ass or something like that from this Miami Dolphins team. We'll see how they play against Pittsburgh. However, if the Bills and the Patriots finish, with a similar record or the exact same record at 13-4, this is how the tiebreakers work. Number 1, both would finish 13-4. Head to head, we would be tied. So that goes to the next tiebreaker. Division record tied. Common games would be tied if they ultimately ended up losing to either the Jets and or the Dolphins. It doesn't matter. So that common game situation will be tied. Then it goes into conference records, where it stands. If the Patriots were to drop to either the Miami Dolphins or the Jets, more likely the Dolphins, but that's not even that likely, then the Buffalo Bills would have a 9-3 record versus the AFC, and the Patriots would have an 8-4 record in the AFC, and that would ultimately end up giving us the division once again.
Right.
Interesting.
So
right?
It is. Really, we need them to lose to the Dolphins. I mean, at the end of the day, that final game, that week 18, is really the decider, I believe, right? So even if they beat Baltimore, the Jets, which they will, but I believe if they lose to the Dolphins week 18 and we win out, we do win the division at that point, I believe. So that's an interesting game. I'm not gonna lie, because depending on where Miami's at, and even if they're, let's say they lose, I have them losing tonight. Let's say they lose tonight, which I believe they will. They could still try to be playing. They could be playing spoiler, right?
Yeah.
It's still a game where, like, you know what? It's a division game. We're just going to go in there and try to wreck ruin their opportunity at the East, right? The division title. So, it's still a dangerous game. Miami still can surprise you. Hey, they surprised us, right?
They did.
So, who's to say they can't go there and get a win? But I still feel like It's a long shot. And it's okay, guys. We won 5 in a row. We know we can hang with the big dogs. We just beat a team that had won 10 straight games off a bye week, feeling as high as they can be, right? As high as they could feel, momentum, everything. They had everything going into that game last night, and they lost. Yeah. So it tells you everything you need to know about this Bills team. We're not laying down for anyone. No. We're still a top dog. We're still a team to be reckoned with. And it doesn't matter about the East anymore. The Tide. Listen, 5 years in a row, I'm cool with it, man. I want to get in the playoffs. I want to do damage in the playoffs. That's it. That's what we all want at this point.
And just try the wild card route, right? Like, what has winning the division gotten us in the past 5 years? Nothing. Maybe we have a different change of scenery, and we absolutely go off. But an interesting tidbit on top of that: if the Patriots say that the Ravens beat the Pats next week, then that makes the Philadelphia Eagles game meaningless. So we could drop that Philadelphia Eagles game, and it wouldn't mean a damn thing. As long as the Dolphins could ultimately end up like doing their thing as well. I would much rather just win out. And so I understand that, like we still think about that week 5 loss to New England, right? But you can't take it away from this team. We're still a very, very good home team. A very good home team.
Absolutely.
So I'm feeling pretty confident where it stands in us going and taking care of business against Philadelphia. I really am.
I do too. Listen, man, at this point, we won 3 in a row now. I've been talking about this since the Tampa game. We need to start stacking wins, right? Playoffs are right around the corner, and this team needs to start getting their confidence back, right? Need to, and also too, just Bills Mafia in general, just believing this team can do something in the playoffs, right? So stacking wins here is really important. And if they could go undefeated the rest of the way in the regular season, and they're getting players back too going into the playoffs, as long as we don't lose any, which seems to be the case, we get some back, we lose some. Hopefully that's not the case. You go into the playoffs on a high note, right? Confidence at an all-time high. You won what? What would that be now? That would be 6 straight games, right? I mean. Yep. Mojo, everything up. You're feeling yourself, feeling good, knowing you could beat anybody, and that's what I want to see this team, man. So it's great to see, because remember, we just were having a difficult time stacking wins, right? We started off season 4-0, and then it was win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 2. We haven't really gone on this kind of a winning streak,
and we needed it.
We needed it. You know what's crazy? The Lions haven't won back-to-back games since September.
It's tough, dude. It's tough.
I tell people all the time, NFL, it ain't easy. I don't care who you play. I mean, around the league, look at the scores. I tell people all the time, we follow our team, this is our passion, but we don't really know what's going on in other fan bases. And it would be crazy to understand, how they're feeling, right? Because there's a lot of teams that underachieved, and say what you want about our team, and I get upset and all that stuff, but for as bad as things have gone this year, and for as many injuries as we had and all that stuff, we're 10-4. That's crazy. The Chiefs got eliminated. The Chiefs, they're not even in the playoffs, so it's bad elsewhere, guys. So. That's all I can say about that, man. Other team fan bases have it a lot worse, some of them.
So let me tell you this, or let me ask you this question. So are the expectations higher in your mind for Buffalo to win it all this year, with the fact that Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and perhaps Lamar Jackson may be looking from the outside in from the playoffs this year? Are your expectations higher than they typically are for Buffalo to finally get to the big game?
I don't know about expectations, but I'll say this. With the Chiefs being out, that's huge, right? As we all know, the Bills really, the thing that's always really prevented us through the years has been the Chiefs, right? We probably would have been to a few Super Bowls by now if it wasn't for the Chiefs, right? They are not there. That is huge, right? By the way, that's huge for every AFC team. But when you're looking at the teams, Dan, I got to be honest with you. The only team here that's currently in the playoffs as we sit today that I would say is a team that will kind of maybe be on our way or a tough step, is the Texans. I would say the Texans, because of that defense and how good that dominating that defense is, would be the only team that I really feel would maybe be a team that could prevent us from getting there. The Patriots, for me, are the most well-rounded team right now as we sit. I don't trust Denver's offense, but yeah, I don't know about expectations being higher, but I feel like we have a real good opportunity now that the Chiefs aren't in it and the Bengals aren't there either. We have the most experienced team currently in the playoffs for who's been there, done that, the most experienced quarterback. So yeah, I mean, all signs are pointing towards the Buffalo Bills potentially getting to a Super Bowl. Yeah. So, but expectations, the thing with Dan, the only problem is our team's it's different this year. We're really, a lot of injuries, a lot of guys out for the season. It's a little different here. We're not playing, I want to say we're playing our best football we've played through the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. There is an opportunity here. With all that being said, there's still an opportunity we could go to the Super Bowl for as bad as this season's kind of gone for us, or not how we expected it to go.
I mean, we're 10-4, bro.
Well, I'm saying expected. I get it. No, 10-4 is great. I get it, but it's still, I'm talking about how our expectations, right? I don't know if we expected to lose to the Dolphins the way we did, or lose to the Falcons. You know what I mean? Like, we dropped some games we shouldn't have. Our offense has been clunky, right? We didn't really expect our receiving game to be this bad, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't expect Oliver to, be hurt the rest of the season, and Hoyt and these guys that you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things as Bills fans going into the season, come on, we knew. We're looking at the schedule. We were like, okay, we'll probably lose 2, maybe 3, right? Like, but it is what it is, right? We're, like you said, we're 10-4. But, things are kind of lining up where the Bills could do some damage in the playoffs without those teams
for me. Minus last year was probably the only year where we didn't drop a stinker game, right? Like a game where we were just like, we shouldn't have done that. Minus last year, like every other season in the Josh Allen and Sean McDermott era, we've had like a Dolphins loss like that before. We were like, what the hell is going on, man? So I got a couple of buddies on Twitter and stuff that for a long time, they were still so mad at the Bills. Even after they've rattled off a couple of wins in a row, they still are like, oh, it's the Dolphins, man. We lost to the Dolphins. We suck. But my theory is this. Right now, going into it, with Josh Allen is the best quarterback going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
By a country mile, as far as a resume, as far as somebody that has proven to be a winner in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And while you can have good teams constructed, typically the Super Bowl is almost always determined on who is having an absolute heater within QB play, right?
Yeah.
So that's why for me, no Mahomes, no Burrow, maybe no Lamar, because do remember, I'm almost wondering if I'm rooting for the Patriots instead of beat the Baltimore Ravens, going into it. And then just hoping that we win out and then maybe Miami and can pull off something along those lines. But if the Bills go into the playoffs with Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, I know he had a great game last week, but he still buns, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A one-handed Justin Herbert, a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, and a CJ Stroud, who is, again, a playoff choker for the most part, right?
And so is Lamar, by the way, even if they get in.
Lamar. Yeah. So is Lamar. I don't like how we match up against them, especially since the game would theoretically be in Baltimore. I would still trust the Bills to win it, right? Because we have won in Baltimore in the playoffs before. But, I mean, dude, there would be no excuse in my mind. No excuse in my mind. I would be pissed off if Buffalo didn't stamp their ticket to Santa Clara if that is the lineup of QBs. And no disrespect to any of them, but like you're talking about one QB that's in his prime that has a resume of being successful in the playoffs as far as individual stats. No excuse, dude. You have to make it to Santa Clara. Have to.
I'm with you, and I totally understand. Like, I totally am with you. I'm just, when you talk about expectations, I gotta see, like, you know what? We'll have this conversation week 18, because I want to see this team continue to stack wins, and then I'll have maybe a different thought process going into the playoffs. But as right now, like, if you were to ask me this, I don't know, like 5 weeks ago, whatever, my expectations were not very high, and I think a lot of people would probably say the same. But once you started seeing this team stack wins, the offense start to find their groove again, understand what is working, what's not. This defense is starting to actually play better. If they could just find their way and to give us a complete game, like to at least close the season out, a couple complete games, I would feel way more comfortable with my expectations being at a all-time high. But I would say out of all those teams, bro, for me, one, it would be the Texans, because one, we just don't play them well for some reason. No. And two, their defense is really is elite. However, they're beatable. Jacksonville, pretty much beat them. I mean, you can listen. If we just score just enough points, we don't need to go ham on them. Their offense is not good enough, right? You saw it. We almost came back on them. You know what I mean? So they're beatable. It's just that's a tough defense. We would need to, like, Joe Brady would have to have his best game plan to date against that team. You know what I mean? It's not even
so much that. It's more so like stick to running the football, Joe, against the
running. Tight ends, usually running backs.
Yeah. And they struggle against the run, and for some odd reason, when we lost that game, we just abandoned it. Like, we just stopped running the football, like, for some odd reason.
That's my problem, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to continue to do what works, right? Stop going away from what is working. And hopefully he's learning that. I think Joe Brady's he's a good OC. I just feel like he has flaws in his what he does, but he's young. And I'm hoping he's learning as it goes on in his career. You know what I mean? Because he has to start adjusting more. I feel like he has been better at that, by the way, adjusting in second halves compared to earlier in the season. I thought he didn't adjust too good, but he is adjusting better. So, I'll give him a shout out to that too. So, but yeah, you're right though, Dan. I get what you're saying. I mean, if we go into the playoffs like this, with it being exactly how it's now, we have a real opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. No doubt about it.
Have to. No excuses, my friend. Well, folks, you know what? It's our favorite portion of the show. How about the drink garage beer? Okay. Hotline, baby. Step into the garage. Talk to me and Tommy right now and let us know what is on your mind about this game, man. Listen, I'm excited to celebrate with you guys. We open up this hotline each and every single Victory Monday or a sorrowful Monday, whatever. Luckily, we haven't seen that in quite some time. However, go on ahead. I'm going to put this in the chat. Feel free to call in and let us know what's on your mind.
Don't tell me you're spilling another drink on your laptop.
No,
don't do it, Dan. Don't do it, Dan.
No, I can't. No, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. Fun facts, bro. I skied for the first time in my life last week.
Okay, nice. How'd that go? You didn't break your leg, I suppose. All right.
No. Okay. Zero ailments, right? And good. I just stuck with the bunny hill, right? But granted, from what I heard out west in Colorado, a bunny hill out there is like a green, like on the East Coast. So I felt pretty good. Yeah, I felt pretty good, dude.
Good stuff.
Wiped out a couple of times. Yeah. Wiped out a couple of times, but on purpose. I was only wiping out to avoid running over 3-year-olds in the bunny hill. That was the only thing.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I was like, I don't want to wipe out like a 3-year-old or anything along those lines. So I did that, and that was good. Snowmobiling, I saw a moose, bro. Those things fucking hate.
Massive, right?
Big,
massive,
dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you snowboard?
No, I just skied.
Oh, dude, you should have tried snowboard. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I just skied. Maybe I'll snowboard next time. I heard that it's harder. Like from what I understand. And
you got to get your balance. You got to get
exactly.
It's all about balance.
Yeah, and plus, like so I'm 34 years old, so I was just like, oh man. And so I might as well do skis so I could prevent a hospital trip or something along those lines. But
absolutely, dude. Yeah. And you still could have a hospital trip with skis. So
you still could
things could still go bad.
Indeed, but I mean, your boy's athleticism is still there, even at 34 years old, man. Look at that.
There you go.
It was a beautiful. There you go. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and welcome in our first caller, guys. Let's try and keep it about 20 to 30 seconds. All right, so me and Tommy can react to whatever is on your mind.
You don't know, bro.
What up, man?
Bro.
Hey, what up, DJ?
Oh, what's good with you, man?
Hey, man, living the dream. How you feeling?
Nah, I'm good. Nah, at work, but yeah. Yo, I was trolling the Patriots fans all week on Facebook. They're texting me and stuff like halftime, like, you still think it's over? I said, it's not over yet. And they showed. I was never scared. I was never worried either.
Never scared, man. You can't do it.
There you go.
You can't do it. Like, this is a damn second half team, whether or not that you would like to admit it or not. And we just don't lose in December and January.
Right, Josh Allen, greatest quarterback right now in the NFL.
He's the best, which is probably even a good topic that me and Tommy need to get into after your call here.
I got to get into how
Drake Maye's chain for the MVP.
Yes, I think he can.
Man, dude, DJ Finesse.
We went out. He got to win out. He do got to win out. If he went out, he could be MVP.
Yeah, most definitely, man. We're gonna have to see. Hey, my guy, we appreciate the call in, dude. Go Bills.
Go Bills, bro. Appreciate you.
Keep on fighting the good fight, man. That's my boy DJ Finesse, dude.
There you go.
Regular call in. That's a good question for you. Number one, I would like to lead with this. I do not care if Josh Allen wins the MVP. I don't care. Or otherwise, I'd be a Ravens fan, right? Because that's all they really care about is just MVPs. However, good question here. Has Josh entered the conversation for the MVP after that game?
100%. No, nobody has less to work with than Josh Allen.
No.
Let's be real, okay? That's one, right? Nobody has less to work with. And his numbers are still up there with some of the best, right? Everything he does, right?
He's second in the NFL for total touchdowns. Not bad for an off year, right?
Not bad for an off year.
Yeah.
Not at all. So, and that's what kind of why I was like, I know early on you were a little bit on Josh Allen's bad side, right? Dan,
I was mad at Josh for a while.
You were mad at Josh for a while, and I was defending him.
He's cleaned it up, though.
He's cleaned it up, but I still don't think it was that bad. I think he was just trying to find his way in this new offense that they have him, dealing with. It's not particularly his strong suit. I still don't feel like this is what he wants, but he's a team guy, right? He's gonna go with what they feel is best, right? And once again, I feel like early on he tried to kind of maybe do a little bit too much, and he had some bad games, a couple bad turnovers there. But he's finding his way now. I feel like he's getting a little bit more comfortable in what they kind of are asking from him, and they're also letting him be him a little bit more. I don't know if you noticed that, but they're doing some more designed runs for him. You know what I mean? They're letting him loose a little bit more, right, than they were earlier on. So, yeah, dude, I would definitely have him up there when we're talking about MVP. Though, like you said, it doesn't matter. The goal is the Super Bowl, and I think he would say that, and he's said that before in the past. So, but yeah. I really don't feel like he's had a bad season overall. I feel like he's just tried to make up for poor play by his receivers, and he tried to push it downfield, and it cost him. But now, once again, I think he's going back to what he's comfortable with as far as who he's throwing the ball to, which is Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, Khalil Shakir. If you notice, we're not really pressing the ball to Keon Coleman anymore. right? Remember before we were trying to like really push the ball to him more and just wasn't working out. So yeah, you see the turnover, you see the difference in Josh over the last 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. I'm cool with that, man. I think he's playing at all-time high. He's doing everything he can to get this team a dub, and that's all you can ask for, man.
Yeah, man. So really how this offense is structured was built for this time of the year. That's what it was.
That is true. That's a great point, actually.
Like,
great for this time of the year in Buffalo too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can be critical like of how it is in September and October, but this is a type of offense that dominates in December and January football. It's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing it. I mean, this all, and it starts. I'll be honest with you. It starts with the trenches, right? The offensive line has been doing a really, really good job. And I have talked about David Edwards a lot, that he's our weakest link on the line. I still believe that, but even he has stepped up his game this year. So I got to give credit where credit is due with Edwards as well. I really feel like it starts all up front. Those guys are giving great run blocks, right? Including the receivers. They're not doing the greatest receiving, but they're blocking downfield, right?
They are.
Which is great. Yeah. Like, okay, if you're not gonna catch the ball, you got to do something out there. So they're doing a good job with that.
Block well.
And they block well. So
even Keon Coleman blocks pretty good.
Yeah. So there you go. We got something out of them. But you're right, man. This is what it's all about. It's what it's all about, man. Winning the trenches, running the ball, going to your tight ends, playing that physical December, January football, man. And I think right now we're showing that we can go against anybody, man.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We got Joe Mosey is in the building. Joe, step into the garage, man. What's on your mind?
What's going on, boys?
Hey,
happy
man,
Victory Monday.
What up?
Happy Victory Monday. What's up?
Sure.
So the one thing that I wanted to point out is I'm actually super stoked the fact that we have Brandon Cooks. That being said, like with the wide receiving core, I know it's been really up in the air of what we thought about it. Going back to like Khalil Shakir back in the day, he took his time, hung out with Eric Moulds. You watched him blossom. Recently with Jordan Poyer, you see a huge jump with Cole Bishop. I'm just wondering if you guys see with our wide receiving core, people like Brandon Cooks that clearly with CeeDee Lamb, you saw him mentor him and everything. If you guys see him eventually actually doing that with any of our wide receiving core, because it seems like we're doing pretty good, but it's still like outstanding whether or not these guys are actually going to take advantage of a veteran like that.
That's a great question, Joe. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I think what Brandon Cooks has done, and I understand he's not lighting up the stat sheet just yet, but Tommy, tell me if I'm wrong here. I feel like Brandon Cooks being added to this receiving room is doing a very similar thing that adding Amari Cooper to this wide receiver room did last year. Because now we're starting to see guys get more and more opportunities. Guys are getting open, quote unquote. It's more so like of a guy that you trust that defensive coordinators have to plan against. I think that's largely what it is. As far as being a mentor of like further development of like what we see, I still think we need to go out and get somebody in the draft. I still think we need to go out and get somebody in free agency next year. As far as Keon Coleman is concerned, so I don't hate Keon Coleman as long as he's not getting first team reps or like leading the team in targets for the wide receivers. I'm fine if he's like a wide receiver 4 or like he's Josh's third grade. I'm fine with that. But I'm trying to think of like who Cooks could like perhaps help out and help elevate. And he's right? Like we've seen several second-year jumps. That's something known from this organization. I'm not sure how high you are on Shavers, but go ahead.
Listen, you're spot on. Yeah, Dan's spot on about Cooks comparing him to Cooper when we got Cooper last year. I do think he brings that element where defenses have to respect his game, right? A little bit more than Coleman or Shavers. So defensive coordinators plan a little bit differently now that we have a former number one receiver on the team. With that being said, Cooks. However, Cooks is he's a loner, just like Cooper. He'll only be here this year. The Bills need a number one. Listen, we all see it. There's no denying it anymore. There was no denying it last year when we made the trade for Cooper, and there's certainly no denying it this year. We have to go and get that receiver. We had an opportunity with Waddle. You dropped the ball. So, with that being said, you don't have a lot of money in the offseason. You have to go through the draft. And for me, you take your draft capital that you have, or the remaining picks, and you trade up in this draft, and you get yourself a true one. You try to trade up in the top 20. This way you have a receiver on a rookie contract that you know is going to be a number one, right? And you don't have to pay him crazy amount of money. And that's how you do it. You have to address that in the offseason. But this season, as we sit now, yeah, I feel like guys like Shakir, who's talked about Brandon Cooks, looks up to him, respects his game. And maybe it's helping him a little bit as far as like their development goes. But I don't think it's like a big, I don't think it's going to be a big, time boost in Shakir's game. I think Shakir working on the offseason with Moles is more of a, but helping out the unit. Yeah.
He's probably pretty close to his ceiling right now, I would say. Is
Shakir?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
to his ceiling.
I think he's very close to it, but he's still our most reliable. He's a really good slot. He's tough to tackle. But with the Keon situation, I think Keon is done after this year. I think they move on from him. I think it's going to be either Keon. Yeah, I think Keon will ask for a trade, to be honest with you. And I think they'll gladly go ahead and say, yeah, no problem, we'll get you out of here. But it's just not working. But they need to address that. Shavers, I still think there's a little bit of room for him to get better, but I don't know how much more. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll see. He's been around for a little bit. I don't know yet. He also doesn't get a lot of targets, so we'll see in the offseason what kind of work he puts in, how training camp goes, and we'll kind of assess Shavers from there. But receiving room as a whole this year, I think right now it's safe to say it is what it is, right? I don't see it getting better, right? I just don't.
But be excited about Dalton Kincaid. That's
what I'm saying. Our tight ends, our tight ends are the way to go.
We perhaps have the best tight end trio in the NFL. By a pretty significant margin, too. As long as Kincaid can stay healthy, he is, by and large, in my opinion, our best pass catcher on this team. And that's not a bad thing to have, folks.
Route runner, pass catcher,
good
hands, route runner. Yeah.
Creates separation. He's solid.
I think Dawson Knox too is really under, not really looked at that high regard. I think he actually, if he gets more targets, can be a good weapon. We've seen him before Kincaid got here, and that's why he got paid. He had a really good season that one year, got 8 touchdowns. Like, that's another guy I would like to see a little bit more involved. And honestly, Hawes is the sneaky one for me. He's the guy that defenses aren't really kind of looking at. More of a blocker, but he's effective when he hasn't yet dropped a pass, not that I remember, right? Not that I recall. You can actually use him in the offense as well. So I like it, man. I like all three, what they do. You got 2 that can block really good, right? One who's a phenomenal route runner and catcher. So, yeah, dude, a well-rounded tight end room for sure.
Well-rounded tight end room for sure. Right before we let in the next caller, have you seen this? When Josh Allen appears to yell, "Hey, Steph," to mock former teammate Stephon Diggs. I don't know if I believe this, but I hope it's true because I thought it was funny.
Let's see.
So long from New England.
Hold up. Let's
see. What did he say? What do you think he said?
So, lip readers only. Does he's? Hey, Steph. Dude.
Did he say that?
It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed, but lip readers, let us know what you say. Hey, Steph. Let's see it again.
It does look like he says, "Hey, Steph." Now that that's great.
It's the beef is crazy.
Yeah, that's great. And of course, they show Josh throwing up chunks on the sideline as well. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. And so I don't know, why people like haven't just admitted that both of these two just fucking hated each other toward the end.
You think they hated each other? I don't. You really the hate was real? Okay. I don't know about that.
So I'll tell you something off camera, but yeah.
Okay. Hey, well, there we go. See, I'm very interested in that talk. I didn't see it that way.
Off camera.
Okay, that's fine.
Something that I heard from a friend who just so happened to be like a QB coach or something like that.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
But, I mean, we'll go from
That's in-house. Anyway, that's in-house.
Yeah, it's in-house only. Sorry, chat.
Gotcha.
I did. Sorry, chat.
Chat's like, damn Dan Mitchell.
Heidi, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Living the dream.
What
man.
up, man?
How you doing?
Good. What a win yesterday. I mean,
what a win.
That was a great
Absolutely.
game. We've had a couple of those this year, and I think those games really, could care less about Josh getting MVP. We want the Super Bowl, but I think those games really, help push him forward. Really shows that he is on MVP caliber. I do want to. I'm not going to try to be a Debbie Downer here. I do want to say something real quick.
Sure.
After that Miami game, I know we've had a couple since, but I still cannot feel comfortable. I think that's the best word. With this team, I know this team can beat themselves. And the last 3 games we've played, Steelers, usually they're great with defense in years past, at least. Not so much this year. Bengals, I think we can all say we weren't scared of their defense. It was their offense we were worried about more than anything. And then Patriots, yes, they were on a 10-win streak. They've done great. But their defense, I don't think, is up to par where Texans and Denver or maybe even Jags. I know that's hard to think, but with that being said, you're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And the teams we will be facing in the playoffs, I believe they all have better defenses than what we've been playing against recently. And I do believe that defense wins games. Us being a second half defense, I don't believe that's going to be enough going against those types of defenses. Though I think they'll be able to hold their own pretty much, even in second half. I know we make adjustments. I know it's December, January football. Josh, the Bills, they're great during that time of year, but I am really worried about a Denver defense, not so much a Texans defense. If we do get the 5th seed and they get 6th or 7th and we meet them in the playoffs and have a home game, I really do think we could win against them there. But and Patriots will have some of their injured players back too, so they may, be a little better in the playoffs as well. But I'm going to take the win yesterday, but we need to be humble. You can feel however you want about your team, but we just need to be humble.
Fair enough.
I do want to ask you one thing, and I'll go. Do you believe it would have made a big difference with Benford playing yesterday? Is that going to be something that we can really count on against those Texans and Broncos, even Jags, if we're taking in the playoffs?
It's a great question. Spidey, we appreciate it. Shout out Spidey, man. Shout out Spidey. He's rocking with you boys all the time on Victory Monday, man. He's rocking every stream. We appreciate him there. So one thing I like to point out about Denver and one thing I like to point out about Houston. So I think that Buffalo, so their worst matchup would be against Houston, right? Solid pass rush over there in elite secondary. As far as the Denver Broncos is concerned, that defense as a whole was the exact same defense where Buffalo went to welcome them in, and Buffalo hung 40 on them. It's
correct,
practically.
And you heard all the
minus Hufanga.
Yep, and you heard all the talk too. By the way, last year.
Yeah, exactly. So minus Hufanga, who was added this offseason, and maybe a couple of ancillary pieces, but you would be talking about a Bills offense that is practically the same as it was last year against the Denver Broncos defense that was that's practically the same as it was last year, minus like Hufanga as their safety. And we hung 40 points against them. So I'm not so much concerned about Denver just because we match up well against them. It was proven from last year. Like, not a lot of crazy changes in Denver from the Bills offense and their defense. As far as Houston, I mean, yeah, I think that would probably be my least favorite matchup. But again, really hard to beat a team twice. It's fairly hard to beat a team in this league twice. So hopefully we don't need to see Houston, because it would be in Houston if they ultimately end up winning that division. I think it's the Jags division, though, Tommy. I'm not sure about you. I just think that it's them, and I think Houston's going to be your 7th seed.
Yeah, it's looking like that. Jags had a big win, obviously, against the Jets. Not a great opponent, but a big win, meaning they wiped the floor with them. The Jags are a funny team, man. They're I still don't trust them. I'm not a big fan of their quarterback, Lawrence. But it looks like right now, I would say they're going to win their division, though it's still close. I mean, Houston's only a game back. By the way, the Colts, man, I think they gave it everything they had yesterday. Kudos to them. I can't believe they even stuck around.
Old man Rivers, brother.
Old man
Rivers, man.
Didn't
Dad
make a
bought
difference.
It all, brother. Dad bought it all out there.
Beer Valley did not care. I mean, I give them a lot of credit, but they still lost, right?
So
I think they lost
down Cracker Barrel last week, brother. Like, he was closing down Cracker Barrel 2 weeks ago in Alabama, baby.
I think they're
throwing touchdown passes.
I think it's over for the Colts, man, to be honest with you. So it's unfortunate for their Colt fans, but it's how the NFL works, man. It's brutal. But I didn't think to the Penford thing. I thought it would be a problem going into this game, considering how Diggs played us so good the first time. But luckily we didn't.
Probably help too, wouldn't you say?
They weren't as bad as they were the week prior when we went against Cincy, where everyone's like, "Hey, the conditions helped out Cincinnati, helped out the Bills."
I was talking about the Patriots as well. Like, so with their offense, I wonder if the snow kind of had something like
the flurries. Yeah, possibly. I still think Drake Maye was dropping some beautiful passes. Just some of them were being deflected, or just the one catch obviously was a great catch, but was it? You know what I mean? But overall, I don't know if it had too much effect. I thought their run game was on point. So I always say stick with what's working, and maybe that's what they were doing. But our second half, outside that long run, kind of contained the run game. Like, we took that away from them in that second half outside that long run. But we didn't need Benford, but we will need Benford moving forward, right? We have to have a healthy Benford going into the playoffs. We have to have a lot of healthy pieces, really, going into the playoffs. But Benford, for sure. We can't have any more key injuries. That's one thing, man. We got to pray to God, Bills Mafia, we have a healthy team. Our key players are healthy heading into the playoffs, man. We really need them.
I absolutely love it. Shout out to Spidey for the question, man. We appreciate you for coming in and showing a little bit of love. Mike's in the building. What's up, Mike?
Thanks for having me, man. Happy Monday, and what a beautiful day it is. Go Bills.
Go
Pats
Bills.
Fans
Go
crying
Bills.
Everywhere you look. Coaches complaining. Players complaining. I'm happy they're complaining. Let them get those fines this week. What a beautiful thing. What a time to be alive. You guys stole my thunder a little bit just earlier. You were talking about the poor receiving core. But you know what? Wide receiver 1 is Dalton Kincaid, and now wide receiver 2 is Dawson Knox. The best thing that happened these last couple of weeks with Kincaid out is we forgot that Dawson Knox is good. And he is, and look what he's doing. He caught another touchdown pass right after the holding call that Vrabel says never happened. So this team can overcome a lot. As for the defense, I just want to touch on that, and then I'll get out of here. The defense, they have been starting slow, but I think a lot of it is to do with we want to be in our nickel. We want to be in too high. And it just takes us a while to get out of the too high, to bring a safety down, to go into our base packages, and to start switching up into some cover 1, playing a little man. We don't want to do it, but when we are willing, when we're brave enough to do it, we start to find some success. And we don't send those pressures and do it until we're desperate. But hopefully that changes come playoff time.
That's what I'm talking
Absolutely.
about. Mike, you're
Thanks
the
for having
man,
me,
dude.
guys.
Yeah, Mike, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, dude, you know what? I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that Ed Oliver could be back by wild card weekend. I think that's even a stretch, is wild card weekend.
It is, but he looks like he's actually rehabbing fast, right? Like he's already out of his sling thing. He's working out already, so it's possible. Not every player is different, right? Every how they recover, so their recovering time. So it's possible he's just recovering faster than what they thought, and maybe we will see him early in the playoffs. We'll find out. I'm not going to expect it, but you never know. Also, too, I want to talk about the defense real quick. I thought Matt Milano played his best game of the season yesterday. I thought he was a terror. I thought he was all over. I don't know why he got that penalty, by the way. I didn't agree with that. We were talking about penalties where he got hit in the face on a sideline. I don't understand what he did wrong there. But overall, his game, man, he was just aggressive. He was getting after it. I wish that McDermott would send more linebacker blitzes. I feel like when we send those linebacker blitzes, we get home more than when we just send the 4, right? Like, I love linebacker blitzes, and we just don't do it enough. Send the linebackers more, man. They get home, especially Milano. When Milano goes in for a blitz, he gets home most of the time. So shout out to him. Really good game. And shout out to Ray Davis. We haven't talked about Ray Davis yet. Ray Davis this year has been great at kick returning, man. Dude, really good.
You could make an argument that he was probably a top 3 factor as into what went into that second half comeback. Like, average starting field position was like something crazy. It was like 42 yard line, like 43 yard line. He was just going absolutely nuts. And what made it interesting, okay, it is an interesting wrinkle. And this is what I saw from all 22 earlier. They had Reggie Gilliam as your lead blocker rather than Ty Johnson. So I wonder if that's going to be a new wrinkle moving forward, because you have Ty Johnson blocking, or you have your fullback blocking.
Right.
Like
more physical. Davis. Right. Exactly. I like it.
So
I'm with you there.
Tabor, dude, shout out to Chris Tabor for adding that wrinkle into the conversation, because it really, really worked, man. Great stuff here. We have a Patriots fan in the building. DTN, what's up, man? How you doing?
Nothing much, boys. I just want to say I'm not hiding. I know that we got humbled big time. Congratulations to you guys. I knew that it was going to be a big flaw. You stole my idea that Ray Davis was one heck of a guy, which made it horrible for our defense. But to be honest, the biggest flaw for the Patriots defense was not being able to stop you guys on third down. And I give props to you guys for doing a great job of converting a third down. But more importantly, that fourth down to get that touchdown, I think you guys did a great job. But I hope that this could lead you to your success. You got 3 games left, and hopefully you continue to replicate that success with special teams, and especially being able to convert on third down. And I think once all you guys are healthy, I think you could be a force, because this is a must season for you guys if you want to win a Super Bowl. So congrats.
Well, hey, man, don't feel too down, right? Because there is no Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs this year.
That's right.
Right?
I was going to say, I do not like Patrick. I do not like the Chiefs, but at least that it was a blessing in disguise.
It was, indeed. And you know what, DTN? We will see you in the AFC Championship. How about that?
Maybe in the divisional round, because I think that this rivalry is so much better than everybody may not think, but because
it is.
I don't care if it's a split, because I had the Bills winning that game for a long time, so I was not surprised. But I think that it shouldn't be like that in the fashion where you guys did a miraculous job with that comeback. It was like that back in 2011 with Ryan Fitzpatrick, when we were up 21-0, and then you guys came back.
Yeah. Well, hey, first off, man, a lot of respect for calling in. We appreciate you, DTN. We've missed you on the show. And best of luck to your Pats, man. Y'all will be fine. Promise you that.
Yeah, absolutely. They're trending in the right direction. We hate it, but it is what it is, man.
So they're ahead of schedule, man. They are ahead of schedule, right? And I did have the Patriots splitting with us this year and right in the offseason. But why I think I was so angry about it is because I had us winning in Buffalo and losing in New England. But it just so happened to be the opposite. Like really at the
funny how it works. Right? funny how it works. And we were wearing our white jerseys and primetime game.
Dude. And so I gave that right to my brother. I said, I'm not wearing that again.
Get that shit out of my face.
I gave that rivalries jersey right to my brother. I was like, bro, you can have it, dude. I'm good. I don't want that. Bro. I'm never wearing that thing again.
No, dude. Man. Nope.
I'm never wearing that thing again, baby. We got Steven in the building. What's up, Steve?
Hey, good Victory Monday.
Victory Monday.
What's up?
All right. I want to say this first of all. I think one of the keys for the Bills winning this game yesterday, no turnovers.
Yes.
Week 5, they had 3, and that really cost them the game. So kudos to the Bills offense, controlling the ball and protecting it. I want to say this, too, to all the negative Nancys out there. Every time something goes wrong with the Bills, Sean McDermott needs to go. Well, let me remind everybody of this thing called the drought, 17 years. And how many coaches did they go through? I think it was 5. And how many of those coaches got the Bills to the playoffs? Oh, that's right, none. 8 of 9 seasons, Sean McDermott has led the charge getting the Bills to the playoffs. So, guys, stop calling for McDermott to be fired, okay? He's doing a great job. He has his ups and downs, but I think overall he's one of the best coaches in the league. And by the way, Andy Reid is not going to the Super Bowl this year, okay?
It's a beautiful thing.
That's great.
And I just want to say this too. Everybody, you look at this defense with all the injuries they've had to sustain and deal with. And yet here, the first half, looked horrible. I was concerned, and I think back to the greatest comeback over the Oilers back in the early 90s. By the early part of the third quarter, the stadium was emptying out. And then all of a sudden they're trying to get back in because the Bills are coming back. The Bills are the comeback kids. They did it against the Ravens, and they did it in this game. And I say this, and I say this all the time, as long as Buffalo has number 17, Josh Allen on the field, don't count them out, because that man is what I call the elevator. You got an elevator operator. You got a bunch of people, in this case, the Bills fans and the players and the coaches and the administration all on the first floor. And then the door opens and there's Josh Allen saying, going up. And everybody gets on, and guess what happens? They go up. They find a way to win. So I'm expecting the Bills again to go all the way this year and win the big one and get the monkey off the Bills franchise back that they can't win the big one. They're going to do it this year.
I love that, Steve.
There you go.
Hey, look, he's the light, man. He's the light right now. And we were talking about earlier, right? I am putting expectations at an all-time high for Buffalo to, at the very least, make it. If we make it, I need to win. I need to win, though, because I cannot go through this Buffalo Bills organization being 0-5 in the Super Bowl. If we make it, we better damn win. But expectations, we're booking our ticket. Like, you can't tell me with this quarterback landscape, like, we have the best quarterback in the playoff picture. Like, that's what it is. When you put in resume as far as historic success in the playoffs, there's literally no excuse.
No, absolutely. I'm with you. Great call by the way, Steve, right? Great call by Steve, by the way. I'm not totally on board with everything said there. And I'm sure Steve would probably hate my channel because I have a lot to say about our head coach here. But that's a whole different story there. I understand what he's saying about Debbie Downers and all that stuff and the drought years and all that stuff. But, look, man, I don't totally agree with that either. We also didn't have Josh Allen as quarterback through the drought year. So we have no idea what we would be with any of those coaches with Josh Allen. It's just there's my take. I'll leave it at that. I could go on and on about it, but I'm not saying Sean McDermott's a terrible coach, by the way, either. So I don't want people to get on me on that. So, but yeah, that's my take with that. And
let's win it all this year. Let's just win it all, baby.
Yeah. And by the way, Dan, I don't know if you know, but I got an ongoing bet with my channel. You know, my subscribers, everybody who watches me.
Yeah.
If the Bills win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott as head coach, it's a lifetime bet. By the way, as long as he's our head coach, I will put an I heart Sean McDermott tattoo on my arm somewhere.
Oh,
if they win, yeah. So and I will do it. Right.
Oh.
So that's my bet. And I, by the way, I have no problem doing it. If the Bills win a Super Bowl, I don't care. I'll tattoo it. I have no problem with it. So yes, so that is going on if we win. So hopefully we get the job done. Then you will see Tommy with an I Heart Sean McDermott tattoo somewhere. It's not a tramp stamp. It won't go on my back.
Yeah, no tramp stamp right there, bro.
That's not happening, but I may have him
clapping. I would step in and say, no, I can't allow you to do that.
So, somewhere it'll be as a friend, right? But I will have that tattoo if they do win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott. So hopefully, hey man, I'm all for it. I'm all for that tattoo. I just want to win. I want a Super Bowl. I've been a fan since '89, bro. So I and I know some of y'all have been a fan since the '70s, right? Like y'all been waiting longer than me. So let's just get the job done, man. Let's get a Super Bowl, man.
Let's get it done. Shout out to my boy who put together a compilation. It's Edic, my guy right over here. He likes to put together meme videos. It says AFC East Roundtable, cast members Real Dan Mitchell and Patriots global reaction to Bills versus Patriots.
Oh boy, here we go.
And this is a raw reaction, folks.
It's gonna be good. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Henderson, go! 52 yards! House call! Ah! What's up, Buffalo?
Oh, man.
So the Patriots are going to take that to the house, 21-0. This is over, dude. This is over, 21-0. This is bad. Dude,
come on, Dan, have some faith.
Buffalo sends pressure. Drake. What's he doing?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Buffalo knocks it down. That's Joey Bosa, and I
the Bills are making it happen.
Dave! Dave! Buffalo's happened now. Hey, get a TD and officially put it away, dude. Good, Diggs. Cry, Stephon Diggs. Cry. I was telling Stephon Diggs to cry.
That's a dope hoodie, by the way.
Thank you.
I saw you got that on Fanatics. I saw you did the little video on that. I like that.
Yeah.
Sharp.
It's pretty cool.
That's funny though. That's why I don't do I don't know how you do it. I can't do a live stream during the game, bro. Dude, I will be throwing so many F-bombs and just not. I just can't.
So do I.
Yes. I mean, I just can't. I would be so. I don't know. People don't want to see me go ballistic, bro. So, no, man. I do enough. My halftime show was bad. So yeah. I definitely can't do all 4 quarters of that, man. I would be going wild, bro. Shout out to you and TD and this dude for having the balls to do that. I can't do it, man.
Yeah, dude.
Kids can't do it.
Shout out to my boy. Thank you so much for putting that together, man. You are the man. All right, dude. Last caller of the Garage Beer Hotline. And then we're going to get you guys out of here. Matthew, what up, man? How you doing?
What's up? You hear me,
What's
Dan?
up, Matthew? Yeah, man. Loud and clear. What's up?
I'm not going to say much. All I'll say, Colby, I see your Twitter. Colby. I see you crying about the refs, about the Bills fans. I see you crying. That's all. Patriots fans, cry me a river.
Oh, there you go.
Shout out to Matthew, man. Shout out to Matthew. He said, cry me a river, dude.
Yes, right.
Good God. Folks, right before we get you out of here, I got to give a giant shout out to our good friends Sleeper, the #1 player prop platform on the market today. Signing up, you get a free $20 just for doing so, and you could put that toward your first parlay tonight for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. Also matching 100% of your first deposit all the way up to $100. Link is in description. Shout out to Sleeper for being a proud partner of the show. Thank you. All right, Tommy, what do you got to tell the people, right? Like, we're going into Cleveland to face off Shador, right? Shador Sanders, a generational stinker by that quarterback, actually, this past week. Then we welcome Jalen Hurts and the iffy Philadelphia Eagles. Bills fans, if you are feeling questionable about the Buffalo Bills, rest be assured, okay? This Philadelphia Eagles team is feeling the exact same way about things aren't looking. The only difference is that it appears that Buffalo has figured it out for the past couple of weeks. And then capping off the season with the red helmet game against the New York Jets in Buffalo. So things are going to be pretty damn exciting. Tommy, what do you got for the audience right before we send them off?
Let's just keep stacking wins, man. Let's hope we can win out the rest of the season. Go into the playoffs on a high note, not on fumes. Get these players back. Let's hope that there's no more injuries to this team moving forward. Keep those players better in practice, please. Like injuries at practice, please. Let's dial that back somehow. Whatever you got to do to figure that out, Sean, go ahead and do that because it's too many this season. But outside of that, man, stack the wins. There should be no reason why we lose to the Browns. You go ahead and get that job done. And then your next 2 games are at home, Dan, against Philly and the New Jersey Jets. Dan, you said it wrong. You said the New York. Right. They're the New Jersey Jets, all right? Jersey, baby. So you take care of business there. There's no reason why the Bills can't win out. Philadelphia is an up-and-down team this year. And I think at home we could take care of business against Philadelphia as well. Going to the playoffs on a high note. Forget about the East. I don't care. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it is what it is. Once you're in the playoffs, all the past doesn't matter. East doesn't matter. It's about the now. So I have faith in this team because of what? Because of Josh Allen. To be honest with you, that's the biggest reason why I feel like this team can go to a Super Bowl, and it's because of 1-7. It's not because of anything else. I mean, obviously we need stuff to work out. Everybody needs to do their job, but really, truthfully, at the end of the day, and I've been saying this, it's all about, Josh Allen and what he can do. And I feel like in the playoffs, he's a monster. So, let's see what happens, man.
That's what I am talking about. Folks, we sincerely appreciate you tapping in and always spending Victory Mondays or Mondays in general with us. We'll see you next Monday, hopefully after a shellacking of the Cleveland Browns. See you soon.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.